There's nothing easy about getting on a call where you can't see the person on the other end, you can't see their body language, you have all this pressure to perform really well, and well, I think I could go on and on and on about how stressful a phone interview actually can be. Unfortunately, job interviewing is where almost every single job starts. So how do you make a phone interview a bit easier for yourself? In this video, we're gonna go over 11 phone interview tips to help you get to the next round in the interview process. And we wanna hear from you. Do you have any pre-phone interview rituals that you do? Let us know in the comments below. Hi Contessas, I'm Lauren McGoodwin, founder and CEO of Career Contessa, the only career site built inclusively for women. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel because we drop videos weekly. Okay, let's get into it. Here are 11 phone interview tips that you can use to help you get to the next round in the interview process. Tip number 1, understand who's calling. As soon as you're told who's going to be conducting the phone interview for you, I would recommend doing a little LinkedIn research to understand everything you can and to learn all that you can about the person who's going to be on the other end of that phone call. A lot of times it's probably going to be someone on the recruiting team, so that doesn't mean that it's going to be the hiring manager or the person you're going to be working with. It means it's going to be the recruiter, the person who's in charge of this overall hiring process and really being your advocate along the way. And because it's probably going to be a recruiter, and remember, they're your advocate. They want to help you in this job interview process. So they're going to be asking some basic questions to understand more about you, your work history, your experience, why you're interested in the role. Here are some phone interview questions you might get. Tell me a little bit about your work history. Why are you looking to leave your current company? What is the biggest challenge you have seen at your current position, and how did you overcome it? Describe a substantial win in your last position. What was your favorite or least favorite element in your last position? How can you contribute to our company's success? How well do you work by yourself and with a team? Why are you interested in coming to work for us? Why are you attached to this specific position? What questions do you have for me? The last question is arguably the most important because it's an opportunity for you to show off all your amazing prep work by asking really good questions. The last thing we want to hear as recruiters is, nope, I've got no questions for you. So make sure you've thought about that ahead of time. Tip number 2, write back about scheduling ASAP and spell check. While it's the phone pre-screen that matters most, you still want to make a great impression by responding to their requests for the phone interview pretty promptly, and make sure that you are spell checking and checking for errors because you're still making this impression written as well as soon to be on the phone. Make sure that your reply is straightforward and it's done quickly. Ideally 1 to 2 hours after they ask, or at the very least, make sure you do it within the same 24 hours after they sent the request for the phone interview. You also want to double check to make sure that the time that you're giving works for you, so you're not double booking, that you've got the time zones correct, and make sure that you double check that you gave them the right phone number. If you miss a digit, that means they're not calling you, they're calling someone else. Tip number 3, go back to the job description. Once you know that you're a potential candidate for the job, go back and pull the job description and start reviewing it. Look for keywords that keep popping up and the clear skills they're after. These are the elements you should try to touch on when you talk to your interviewer. We recommend even jotting them down on a scratch paper as you read. It will help your memory. Bonus tip, this is a good time to suggest that you start saving all the links to job descriptions you've applied for in an Excel file so you can keep track of them. This is a great shortcut for situations like these, but it's also a smart approach to the job search process. You can set up columns for things like date to follow up and next steps. Tip number 4, research the company on LinkedIn and via the company site. This will help to ensure that you have a great answer to that question we know they're going to ask, which is, why are you interested in working for this company? Tip number 5, prepare your salary requirements. You should have a $5,000 range in mind. Prepare for it by researching via the Salary Project or one of the other great salary research tools out there. And you can keep it simple. When they ask you, what are your salary expectations? You can say, I'm looking to keep it between $70,000 and $75,000. Tip number 6, plan on being somewhere quiet. That does not mean that it should be in your car while you're driving or going through a car wash or something loud like that. Oh yeah, and you actually also don't want to be necessarily in an office, but next to a construction site, because we can hear that as well. Set up a room that is quiet and without distractions. And if that means that you need to hire a dog walker to make sure your dog is out at that time, do that because it will help you relax as well. Tip number 7, use headphones. Plugging in headphones will actually help with the whole audio experience. So the interviewer will be able to hear you without any background noise, and you will actually be hands-free, which might actually be helpful for you as well. Tip number 8, pull up your resume and LinkedIn, plus the job description on your laptop. Why not have your resume and LinkedIn pulled up on screen? Unlike an in-person interview, you can have those in front of you, and you can even have the notes that you've jotted down as a way to refresh your memory and be quick to reference things. Tip number 9, slow down. Most of us talk way too fast, especially when we're stressed or anxious or even a bit nervous in a situation. That's especially true when you can't track the other person's visual cues or body language. So remind yourself to slow down and take a deep breath. Tip number 10, prepare some questions to ask. Again, these don't have to be too complicated because this is only your phone interview pre-screen, but they are very important to have. Some good questions to ask are, when are you looking for this position to start? Or what's the interview process like? The idea here is to not ever answer with, nope, I'm all good, I don't have any questions. Remember, you are interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you. And just as someone who's been on the other side of the recruiting process before, it's really impressive when people have thought about these things ahead of time and they ask. Tip number 11, when you answer, answer professionally. You should say, hi, this is Lauren McGoodwin. So your first and your last name. It makes it easy for them to know that they got the right person, but also for you, it allows you to present that professionalism right away and they know that you're prepared and ready to go. Here are the ideal opening remarks that let them know on the other end of the phone that you are ready to go. You. Hello, this is your first and last name. Them. Hi, this is, they're gonna say their name, calling from company. You. Hi, their first name. Thank you again for taking the time to speak with me today. So those are 11 phone interview tips to help you get to the next round in the interview process. This video is actually based on an article we wrote where we shared 15 phone interview tips. So we've linked to that below. Be sure to check that out to get the other additional tips that you won't want to miss. And if you want to sharpen up your job interview skills, download our free job interview flashcards. Those are linked in the description as well. And remember, we want to hear from you. Do you have any pre-phone interview rituals that you do to help calm you or prepare you? Let us know in the comments below. Did you find this video helpful? Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel because we drop videos weekly.